Hello, my name is Lina Archibald. 30 days, 30 tips. I've done 9 tips about edges, 9 tips. Today's tip number 10 and still about edges and specifically how to achieve neat edge in wearable, in felted clothing. Just look at this edge, an edge here. Oops, some fluff. Can you see how neat it is? What do? I use technique which was created by one of the Russian felt makers, Alena Selezneva, and this technique been popular and been used by many felt makers, especially created felted clothes. It is using control line. Can you see this line? Okay. This is what it's called, control line. What are we talking about? So I have garment, a small garment on my table. So first I have Margilan silk, Margilan rarefied silk. I usually make double-sided garments, and you don't have to have silk. It's really, it's how you, what technique you use. So what we're going to do, I have woven here, fine woven from this thicker woven, okay. Then I get my water bottle spray on top of bubble wrap, okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going just to wrap to shape this woven, okay. So I did not spray woven, I just sprayed bubble wrap. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. So now, where we all put this woven, we put on open edges. I usually put on neckline, on armholes, at the bottom of my garment, felted garment, okay? So the way I do, for example, you can see we have this line. This is garment with open sides. I'll show you when I finish. So because this is open side and I want this super straight, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this woven. However, I've done one side, so I have, can you see, a little bit, and I'm going to put this. This silk is wet, woven wet, and I'm just pressing. When I'm before I'm pressing, I'm twisting this woven, okay. Why I'm twisting? Because I really need to embed this woven into our silk and even into our form resist. If you don't do that, if your woven is slack, what happens when you start to felt, this woven become wavy. So when I need to connect two, can you see, I'm just connecting this two, and I'm just twisting and pressing into silk and into form, okay. You can do this on top of your wool layout, right? I usually this woven in between, inside. However, the reason I like to put on top of my Margilan silk, because when I start to cut, and I'll come back to this later, I will see what I'm cutting, okay? I'll explain you what I mean. Why do we need to cut? So, and oops, silk dries very quickly, so it becomes dry. So we're going to press. And I'm going to carry on. Can you see? I need bottom as well to have this rowing. So I'm not cutting, I'm just continue. Yeah, I know what you think. You're asking, what am I creating? When I finish, I'll show you. It's just kind of experiment. Okay, and I'll finish this side and then neck. Okay, I'm not touching our shoulders because we're bending our wool from another side to here. So what we're going to do when I've finished the layout, so I'll put wool, embellishment, whatever I decide to do, right? I'll sand. So, before actually embellishment, all remember our tip, I think it was tip number 1. So I'm going to put my wool in direction, look, I'm just will be putting like that, my hands wet, in direction of our control line. Outside of control line, sorry, I cannot, my hands are wet, wool sticking, so I can't get this layout at the moment. Okay, going. So I'm going to put around what 4 centimeters of wool all the way in one direction. So here in direction of line, control line here, there, and obviously our neck. Okay, again preventing stretching our edges. After that, I've finished the layout. And I'll sand my layout so I would need to achieve very stable pre-felt. Then I would cut this part, right, to the our control line. We really need to make sure this control line stays inside between layers. We'll finish our edges. Remember, we have one of the tip that if you cut edges, you have to close, right? And I would work as well. Remember, we had tip number 8 and 9 when I gather felt and I just rub. Okay, that's what I will do as well. And then I will iron. Whatever tips you had before, all applicable here, right? So only new tip where we put in control line. So when I finish this garment, I will demonstrate, I will show you the final result, probably in one of the videos where I will share some tips. I'm sure I'll get some tips when I will create this little garment for you. Right. Oh, sorry, I'm creating for myself this garment. Thank you so much for your attention. All the best. Goodbye. Look for more tips coming, and check my online classes at Felt with Lena online school. Thank you. Now, goodbye. Thank you so much. All the best.